I've had more than a little trouble starting up Razafon Abridged in recent days. The greatest trouble has been a crippling virus on my computer that caused me to lose everything I had achieved so far, and my sound effects library. But even so, I've finally gotten things back on track. But since having a video to say just that is boring, how about something that's entertaining in another way? No? Well, then how about some more of this bullshit? Baka Picks 2! Last time was a general review, but this time I'm covering anime specifically. The stuff I feel needs to be covered properly, and with my own brand of madness. And speaking of madness, the first is Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. If you were to take the episodic madness of XL Saga and put it into a classroom setting and make it even less lucid, you would have Zetsubo Sensei. A man who is so addicted to despairing about all the facets of humankind that he's become immune to his own attempts at suicide. And this man is in charge of a classroom full of equally fucked up high schoolers, all of them with clever names describing their personalities. The gag manga came first, running an average of 14 pages per chapter and is now in the 4th year of publication as an award-winning manga and has 3 seasons of animated episodes. Produced by Shaft, a company that does great work in not only adapting to the highly stylized art style and original script for TV, but carries on the good work of their own little additions like constructing the greatest opening and closing credits I have ever seen in anime. I love the series, mainly because it's an outlet for all the dark thoughts I've had about just what the hell is wrong with society as a whole, how a few people ruin it for everyone, and all that other stuff. That, and I'm a sadist. So I like watching Zetsubo Sensei suffer. It's a manga and anime title that everyone who loves the genres should see. This is particularly fortunate since both the manga and the first season of the anime have been licensed for American distribution. So take a look and buy the book. And in the category of style, I suggest XXXHolic, a true exercise in surrealism with a plotline that combines with the Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles series. I never really got into Tsubasa though, since it's a far more mainstream manga than XXXHolic. Long and short of it is that there is a shop where the customer's wishes come true, in exchange for an equivalent price. Spirits, demons, monsters, and interdimensional travelers are all involved in a manga that perpetually amazes with intelligence, art, and character development. I love the manga, and the anime is exceptional as well. To be expected since it was done by the production company that made Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. The first season is licensed by Funimation, and I couldn't be happy, because they are the kings of anime localization. I love the bastards so much, I would offer burnt incense to them if it got them to snatch up my favorite unlicensed animes. And that makes a good segue to me talking about Tuaru Majutsu no Index, because Funimation has just licensed it! Woo! Imagine for a second that there is an artificial island in Japan that is one giant test tube city for the research and advancement of psionic abilities in the youth of the nation. That is your setting. And the main character, Kamijo Toma, is a luckless guy who's classified as having no power whatsoever. Turns out he has it, but it's an inverse power that can't be measured. The Imagine Breaker that nullifies all unnatural power his right hand touches. Psionic or magic in nature. And yes, he does encounter magicians, and he's dumb enough to fight them. The pathetic nature of the main character only enhances his accomplishments as he finds a way to reach victory in every impossible situation he comes across through scientific analysis and then ballsy follow-through. It's like watching Han Solo beat Darth Vader instead of getting his ass frozen in carbonite. And the manga series is so great it immediately spawned a spin-off called Tuaru Kagaku no Railgun, following the rival Misaka Mikoto's journey through the same time period from her side of diverging and intersecting experiences. She may be 2 years younger than Toma, but she's one of the top 7 psionics in the city and can fire a coin through an Abrams tank if she felt like it. Seriously, the bitch is like Magneto minus the monologuing. Everyone should read the mangas at the very least and try the animes afterward. Nothing like seeing the images come to life in front of you. But yeah, these are all recent titles. You may be saying to yourself, God, this guy is just telling me what I already know. Well, I suppose I have to prove my otaku chops then, don't I? One of my favorite series ever is called Monster. The tale is very straightforward, spooky, and bloody. A brain surgeon disobeys an order and saves the life of an 8-year-old boy instead of the mayor of the city. This ruins him in the political hospital. The boy decides to repay the doctor by murdering everyone that is ruining his life. Yeah, the boy is evil incarnate, and 10 years later, the doctor learns this. While being framed for murder, the doctor hunts after the grown-up boy through a trail of corpses and criminal groups, so he can rectify his mistake of saving the boy's life. To kill the monster with his own hands. There are very few titles out there with the kind of suspense and development of characters in such a low-key setting and storyline, which somehow becomes nail-bitingly epic, which is why I love the series, because it could actually happen. For anyone who gets tired of Shinigami, Kagebunshin no Jutsu, or Kamehameha, then try the monster manga or anime. Seriously, either or, because the anime adaptation is so true to the original manga and well done that it is like watching the pages come to life. No filler, no embellishing. See one of Monster's true forms and you've seen it all. So go ahead and try this title and you'll find something that will entice you without quarter. But with that, I suppose it's back to talking about the normal, over-the-top animes, which brings me around to something I've been wanting to talk about from the start. The anime for Fairy Tail. I love Fairy Tail, as people could guess from Baka Picks 1. But for all the charm the series has, I just can't love the anime. Sure, the combat is great and the humor and plot from the manga is still right there, but it's not Fairy Tail. It's like it's a 4-kids version of Fairy Tail. There is no blood. There's no partial nudity, or jokes about nudity, and most of the voice actors suck. I get that the casting wanted the characters to sound like regular people, or at least I assume it, but the voices sound way too normal. I can't distinguish one character from the other by voice. And the voices for the extras that don't have names are even worse, as they're just incredibly annoying tones made at the farthest reaches of the human vocal cords that are as shitty as the ones you find in abridged animes on YouTube. What? Returning to the matter at hand, all the characters in 2Aru Majutsu no Index have regular people voices, but they fit the characters and sound unique from each other. But not Fairy Tail! And in the earlier episodes, every time someone used magic, there was this 10-second animation that was repeated over and over again that completely ruined the built tension of the combat sequences. It's only recently that the animators realized that they had butchered the final parts of the core material and slacked off on those filler sequences. But that just means the only part of the show that is not horribly painful to watch are the big fight scenes. Every other portion of the show has been ruined. Once more, why? Because Fairy Tail is a manga that shows a real and mature magical world where our characters are involved in high-stakes adventures concerning life or death as a way to survive, make money, and protect their friends. The anime has purposely removed all maturity from this title and is only trying to show kids a fantasy world where people use magic. It's painful to watch most of the time and reminds me of what 4Kids did to One Piece. The person I feel sorry for though is Hiro Mishima, the creator, because his creation got the 4Kids treatment before it even hit the airwaves, and everyone is going to bitch to him about it when it's all the production company's fault. Life ain't fair. But I suppose it ain't all bad, because we have an anime of Nura no Mago now. As I'm sure you all know, it's a manga about the grandson of the master of all demons, and his struggling to find a place for his unique one-quarter demon existence, and dominate all of fear-inducing monstrosities in the process. As you can expect from a Shonen Jump title, there's flashy combat and interesting storylines that delve into the folklores of Japanese society. But what really grabs my balls about the title is the artwork is done in semi-classic Japanese style, with big brushstrokes being common for the aura of fear that special attacks take on in the series. It's badass. I only wish that the anime wasn't monkeying around with the order of events from the original manga so much, but that's a small price to pay for the total awesomeness being delivered. The animation is well done, the art is true, and the voice actors are splendid. I just wish the localization hadn't been named Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan. Nura no Mago was already a mouthful.